Of finger pointing and delays in Congress, the budget battle, House Republicans have got a new backup plan, apparently, for avoiding a government shutdown, forcing the original House bill into law. But House Democrats say that shutting down Washington is exactly what some Republicans might want. Here is Congressman Becerra on that. He's a Democrat.
It seems like there's a growing number of Republicans, more in the House and in the Senate, who are content with shutting the government down, who have said if we can't get the social agenda added onto the budget, we won't vote for a budget, and we will let the government shut down.
All right. So we welcome Congressman Jeb Hensarling, the chairman of the House Republican Conference, get his reaction to that. Congressman Becerra says that, Republicans are willing to let the government shut down, and that it comes down to some, social issues in the budget that are in the way. What do you think about that?
Well, with all due respect to my friend Javier, this is once again Alice in Wonderland kind of language that he's using. House Republicans have passed a bill to keep the government open. Senate Democrats have not. It's that simple. We have given them now 5 weeks to give us a bill. And they haven't done it. And anybody who remembers their 5th grade civics knows you need a bill in the Senate, a bill in the House, and then you have something to negotiate with. And so House Republicans, once again, we're going to pass a bill probably tomorrow that says if the House Senate refuses to move, we will prevent any kind of government shutdown by reverting back to the original bill we passed. So if the only person you need to talk to government shutdown about is Harry Reid. He's the guy who's controlling it.
So can you do that? I heard John Boehner say that. Basically, if they can't come together on something, then the original House bill and the cuts that were in it becomes the law of the land. A lot of questions about whether or not that's constitutional or whether that could ever happen.
Well, it's a bill. If the Senate would pass it and the president would sign it, then yes, it is constitutional.
If the president will pass it and the Senate will sign it.
Yeah, but again, it makes the point that the Senate has yet to move. I got a 1st grader and a 3rd grader in my home, and we've watched the old Schoolhouse Rocks, Know it
well.
I'm only a bill on Capitol Hill. Well, my guess is my 3rd grader gets it, that you got to have something come out of the Senate and something to come out of the House. And so what we know is, you probably saw the tape the other day where Chuck Schumer is calling for the government shutdown. Wanting to use quote-unquote extreme language about the Republicans. What is extreme is that after Republicans have put forth a bill to keep the government open with very modest spending reductions, frankly, I wished it was a lot more, but we put forth a bill to fund the government at over 98% of last year's level, but because it doesn't press on the accelerator towards national bankruptcy, Harry Reid and the Democrats are going to threaten a government shutdown. That's what's extreme.
But in the House bill, there are these riders, the issue of these riders, right? And the White House, is signaling that there are a few things that they will not do. They don't want the rider that has to do with greenhouse gas regulations. Anything that would freeze spending for the health care law is off the table as far as they're concerned, or that would cut Planned Parenthood. Give us some specifics so that the folks out there can understand, what within the negotiations here. You guys have your plan. The Senate's yet to come up with its plan. The White House is weighing in through the Vice President Joe Biden. What's going to be on the table here?
Well, Martha, a couple of observations here. Number one, I'm not even sure we can call them negotiations because the Senate is yet to pass a bill to keep the government open. The Democrats clearly, and you saw Howard Dean the other day, former Democratic National Committee chairman, say he wanted the government to shut down for political purposes. So I'd call them discussions instead of negotiations, number one. The so-called quote-unquote rider, when we were talking about the Constitution, constitutionally, it is Congress that decides how money is spent. And so what you call riders dates back to the dawn of the Republic. I've served 4 terms in Congress. I've never known a spending bill that didn't have quote-unquote riders. Let's pass a bill to keep the government open, and then we can have the debate about these other policies. But again, the Democrats seem to be they believe that it helps them in the next election. They don't care about the next generation, apparently, but in the next election to cause a government shutdown.
All right. Well, Harry Reid said he thinks they've got plenty of time. They've got about a week to get this ironed out, so you'll be hearing from their side in due course, I expect. Jeb Hensarling, thank you so much. Good to have you.